Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, text number 10. This verse describes the symptoms of the people in the age of Kali. Prayenalpayusha sabhya kalavasmin yuge janaha. Prayenalpayusha sabhya kalavasmin yuge janaha. Manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya yupadrutaha. Mandaha sumanda matayo manda bhagya yupadrutaha. Translation. O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men almost always have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. So, the sages of Naimisharanya are requesting Sutta Goswami to enlighten with the spiritual knowledge. And during their request, they said this verse as we just read. Why the sages of Naimisharanya said so? Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, the devotees of the Lord are always anxious for the spiritual improvement of the general public. When the sages of Naimisharanya analyze the state of affairs of the people in this age of Kali, they foresaw that men would live short lives. And what is the cause of the above symptoms, such as having short life expansion, being misfortune, etc.? What causes that? Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, in Kali Yuga, the duration of life is shortened, not so much because of insufficient food, but because of irregular habits. By keeping regular habits and eating simple food, any man can maintain his health. Overeating, over sense gratification, over dependence on another's mercy, and artificial standards of living sap the very vitality of human energy. Therefore, the duration of life is shortened. So, the duration of life is shortened because of overeating, over sense gratification, over dependence on another's mercy, and artificial standards of living sap the very vitality of human energy. Therefore, the duration of life is shortened. Being lazy is another one of the symptoms of the people in the age of Kali. About this, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, the people of this age are also very lazy, not only materially, but in the matter of self-realization. So here, Srila Prabhupada says that people in the age of Kali are not only materially lazy, but also in the matter of self-realization. The human life is especially meant for self-realization. That is to say, man should come to know what he is, what the world is, and what the supreme truth is. Human life is a means by which the living entity can end all the miseries of the hard struggle for life in material existence and by which he can return to Godhead, his eternal home. But due to a bad system of education, men have no desire for self-realization. Even if they come to know about it, they unfortunately become victims of misguided teachings. I would like to share a verse from Bhagavad Gita. Please bear with me. So, in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Kṛṣṇa says that this is the verse. I'm going to also share the translation. So in this verse, Lord Kṛṣṇa says that because it's relevant to the purport we have just read, Srila Prabhupada said in the purport, by keeping regular habits and eating simple food. Keeping regular habit is very important, and any man then can maintain his or her good health. And overeating, over sense gratification, we have to gratify the senses, not over gratify. Suppose if we get some nice sweet such as gulab jamun or rasmalai, we may end up eating more than what our digestive system can handle. Even Mahaprasad, that has to be honored within our capacity. We may not have the capacity to honor more sweets. Only Krishna can digest big, unlimited amount of food. Anyway, so overeating, over sense gratification, over dependence on another's mercy, and artificial standards of living sap the very vitality of human energy. This is very important to be regulated. So Srila Prabhupada here is indicating that we have to be regulated. And Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 6, verse number 17, Shri Krishna says, Yuktahara viharasya yukta chestasya karmasu yukta swapna vabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha. He who is regulated, yuktahara vihara, he who is regulated in his habits of eating, sleeping, creation and work, can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga system. So it's quite straightforward. We have to be regulated in the habits of eating. We must not undereat and we must not overeat. And sleeping, we must be regulated in sleeping. We must not undersleep and we must not oversleep. Recreation, we must not overindulge in recreation. We have many commitments. We have to carry out so many responsibilities. So we cannot overindulge in recreation and work also. We cannot do too much work beyond our capacity. We need to give the time for ourselves, for our family, etc. Then only we can mitigate all material pains. So Krishna says that in the Bhagavad Gita. So I'm continuing. That verse we read describe the symptoms of Kali Yuga almost always have short lives, quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and always disturbed. Then that sounds very negative. But what is the solution? There is also solution. One of the solutions is take the shelter of the holy scriptures such as Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. There is also Chaitanya Charitamrita, and there are many scriptures. So constant chanting of Hare Krishna, Mahamantra, purifies the mind, cleanses the heart, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. What is that Mahamantra? This is the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I heard in many lectures, and Srila Prabhupada says, the meaning and motive of this mantra is Hara, Hare, oh energy of Krishna. This is addressing Radharani. Hey Radhe, hey Krishna, please engage me in your service. Ram. Ram means Radha Raman, the one who gives pleasure to Radharani. Raman, Radha Raman. He is called Ram. Krishna is also called Ram because Krishna gives pleasure to Radharani. So this mantra is basically addressing Radharani and Krishna. Hare, oh Radhe, Krishna, oh Krishna. Hare, oh Radhe, Rama, oh Krishna, please engage me in your service. That is the meaning of this mantra. Keeping this meaning deep down in our heart, we have to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So this mantra will purify our heart. It will cleanse our mind. And there is a beautiful shloka in Canto 12 of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 3, Text 51. My dear king, although Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, there is still one great quality in this age. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one can become free from material bondage and attain the supreme destination. Everybody wants to be free from the material suffering. Material bondage means material suffering, illusion. Everybody wants to be free. So how can one be free from the material bondage? Whereas Kali Yuga is full of faults. There is an ocean of faults in Kali Yuga. The best method is simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna. One can become free from material bondage and attain the supreme destination. And there is another verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. And so that verse is Apanha samsritim goram yannama vivasho grinan. Apanha, being entangled. Apanha samsritim. Where are we entangled? Apanna means entangled. Where are we? How are we entangled? Samsritim, in the hurdle of birth and death, in the shackle of birth and death. And how is that entanglement? Very complicated. Ghoram, very complicated. When we are entangled in the very complicated shackle of birth and death, what we can do? Yannama vivasho grinan. Yat, what? Nam, the absolute name. Vivasha, unconsciously. Grinam, chanting. Even if we chant the holy name of Lord Krishna unconsciously, then what happens? Tata sadhyo vimucheta yad viveti swayam bhayam. So, if we chant the holy name of Lord Krishna, then what happens? The living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified. So we have hope, dear devotees. We don't need to be hopeless. We have the best philosophy of Krishna consciousness, and we have the best food, Krishna prasadam, and we have the best people to associate with, spiritual people, and we have the best platform, devotee association. So, and we have the best literature such as, for example, the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam, etc., nectarian scriptures. These scriptures are not for one particular religion. These literatures are for the entire universe. Anyone who reads these scriptures will be blissful, will get the mercy of the Lord. So with this note, I would like to end this presentation. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Parthor Dhanurdharaha, Tatra Shrir Vijayor Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjun, the supreme archer, there will also be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. Hare Krishna.